What's up guys, and welcome back to another episode of the Summer Career Mode. It is episode number 18. Hope you guys are doing well. Tough start to the season for Reading. Yeah, back in the big time, back in the Premier League, and yeah, brought back down to earth. 2-0 loss at home on the opening day to Wolves. Yes, very difficult beginning to life back in the Premier League. Today we are returning. We'll have more games in the league, looking for our first Premier League points. 2.5 weeks to go to the window slam shut, but only 2 mil to work with, so don't think we'll do much. And we'll have the League Cup against Bradford as well. So loads to get through. Let's crack straight on. And I think we'll start straight off with our first game today. First away day of the season, West Ham in London. I don't see us winning many times away, so anytime we do get a double on the road, it's going to be priceless. But for the most part, I'll take a point in practically every game, including this one, which I want my first Premier League points of the season. Let's go get it. Come on, you Royals. I think that game against Wolves taught us a valuable lesson on the very first day, and that is, if you've got a chance to take a point, you've got to make sure you see it out. This is top level football. You don't really get many second chances, and you don't get away with things very often either. So as Bukhari chips in this free kick, and it's headed away by Akanji. That point against Wolves slipped for our fingers, man. 10 minutes to go, tied at 0-0. We defended well for the most part, and then bang, 2 goals in the final 10. Meaning we start off with an L. So if you've got a chance, you've got to take it. In top level football, that is a pretty obvious statement to make. Anyway, 24 minutes in here, still tied at 0-0. West Ham looking for their first chance of the game. Once again, defending for the most part fine. It's just you've got to defend for 90 plus minutes, which we couldn't do at home to Wolves. Yeah, at the moment, I'm comfortable here. Go on, Reggie, win that sign yet. Well in. And now Tapia to Harvey. And he just looks so cool, Tapia. I can't describe it as he plays a great through ball. It's the aesthetic. It's the... As Bukhari puts it just wide. It's the short socks, the tucked in shirt, the sweatbands, the hair. It looks class, man. It looks like he oozes class. But 57 minutes in, still 0-0. And Bukhari searching for that first goal of the season. And our first goal. But again, I'll take this. Half an hour to go. Just got to try and see this out. He looks like the Peruvian Pirlo, Tapia. That would be his nickname in this team, as Savage loses out to Vanderson. Come on, don't lose another game late. Good block by Binder, but again, defensively, fine. Absolutely fine. And even though we conceded 2 on the opening day to Wolves, I feel we will be fine. I'll take the free kick there, please, ref. I feel we will be fine defensively this year. It's just, can we score enough goals? This looks like it will be our first point of the season, and a clean sheet as well, but... no goals in our first 2. That's the negative from what is our first point claimed here against West Ham. Got to make sure we put the ball in the back of the net enough times this season. So far in 2 games, none, but at least we've got a point on the board. Yep, nice to get our first point on the board, but now let's get our first win of the season, albeit in the League Cup. Following game, the Bantams in the second round away at Valley Parade. Come on, you Royals. Bradford City is such a class team for an RTG as well. Old, historic... football side in England. Unfortunately, their real stadium, Valley Parade, isn't in the game, but it's again a big old ground which was the site of the infamous tragic Valley Parade fire a few decades ago. Bradford are a side who were once in the Premier League, obviously now dropping to the 4th tier. They're great for a sort of like return to glory, if not a road to glory. Really cool, unique kits. Being aside from Yorkshire means you've got some great rivalries with Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday, Barnsley, well, several teams, and obviously Leeds United as well. Really cool team for a return to glory, if you will. And also worth pointing out, as we're facing them in the League Cup here, back in 2013, they had an unbelievable run as an EFL side all the way to the League Cup final, knocking out Arsenal and Aston Villa in the process as well. They came up short to Swansea in the final, lost 5-0 I think it was, but yeah, what an amazing run that was. And I believe, I might be wrong in thinking this, but I believe they were the lowest ranked team, the last kind of like lowest ranked team, if you will, to make a major English final, I think. I might be right, I think. But anyway, yeah, awesome team for a return to glory with. And well worth checking out for a long RTG. Yeah, goodness, you'd have to go back very far to find a lower ranked team than that Bradford City side back in 2013 that made an FA Cup or League Cup final. Genuinely, I can't think of anyone. I can't think of any team from the 4th tier that's made an FA Cup or League Cup final. At least not in my lifetime, other than that Bradford City side in 2013. I can't think of anyone. If I'm missing someone, obvious, then do let me know in the comments. But you know, I can't think of anyone. But whilst there's a long way to go to the final this year, we have taken the first step towards it. Luke O'Nine's first goal since signing on a free last season. And the legend in the Sunderland Till I Die save gets his first as a Royal. Bantam's knocks out this year in the League Cup. We're going through with a simple 2-0 victory. And with the following round pitting us against the recently relegated Bournemouth side, they just put a bid in for Dennis Shirkin at 12 million as well. EA really need to work on a more intelligent transfer market. Why would our left back, who's just gained promotion with us to the top level, I think he was actually team of the season last year as well in the Championship, Dennis Shirkin, then take a step down and join Bournemouth? I can only think of a couple of times when that's actually happened. A start over side that got promoted, joining a relegated side. And funny enough, that involved Bournemouth. When Matt Ritchie joined Newcastle United. But yeah, in this occasion, Dennis is going nowhere. Right, following game, and I said this season we need to make Berkshire a fortress. Well, already 1 loss on the opening day, and I can't see us getting anything in this game either. The champions in the Premier League last year, Manchester City, coming to the Medeski Stadium. Lord knows I'll take a point, and we need the Lord's help to get us one. Come on, you Royals. Haaland to Nico O'Reilly on the turn. Now Goretzka, great ball through, Haaland, quick shot, saved by Bennett and kept in play by Bond as we're still tied at 0-0. And yeah, these games, man, where you know you're probably not going to get much, if anything, on the offensive end. And your backs are going to be against the wall for the most part. Keep it tight defensively, and don't allow any simple ones. Could say Bennett's still 0-0. 5 to go before the break, and other than one chance, defended quite well again. I said I wasn't worried about this season as Goretzka's shot is blocked and Bindon just hoofs it away. I trust a back four. And even Bennett between the sticks despite being lowly rated. I trust him as well. Good save earlier on Haaland. And when you look at the DM we've added in Tapia, who's a good protector as well. It's just all about going forward, man. Osman might have been top 3 in scoring in the Championship last year and won the assist title. But the Premier League is a big jump up. Is he going to be able to make that jump? So far, 2.5 games in, no goals for him or us in general. 20 on the clock, and I am not surprised to see this. Nico O'Reilly off, KDB on. Genuinely, honestly, I've said this so many times, I think he's been perhaps top 3 in best players in the Premier League over the past decade as that strike goes wide. 18 to hold on to a crucial and priceless point against the champions. Starting to get nervous now. Come on, almost there, don't throw it away. Vardy down the line, and there he is, the creator, whipping it in. Haaland said it easily, caught on Bennett. Yeah, just dropped to the floor, son, as he says, take your time, any point we can get against one of the traditional big 6, we take it, including here. Minute to go, that's going to do it. We are going to get back-to-back points and back-to-back clean sheets. Still searching for that first Premier League goal, but I'm certainly not going to take a point and a clean sheet against the champions and be dissatisfied with it. No, it's a brilliant point. Good save by Bennett earlier. Big clean sheet and a big closeout as well. 2 points taken from 9. Not great, but could have been a hell of a lot worse. We'll take it. And so, as deadline day is here, with the money we've got, obviously, we're not going to be able to bring in anyone of note. And to be honest, I don't really think we need to do anything at all anyway. We could possibly make like one signing for the squad, just to help with the depth. But really, I trust the team. I really do. I know it's going to be an incredibly tough season, but because it's a young team, as I mentioned before, it's going to get better during the course of the season as well. It's just all about trusting that process. Might just bring in maybe a centre-half possibly for the squad, or maybe a squad striker. But other than that, I'm fine with the side. And of course, it's going to be slim pickings for players we could pick up on free transfers. But I don't think this will be a bad deal, to be fair. Released by Celtic, but he's got several SPL winners' medals with the boys. And after spending last year on loan at West Brom in real life, I thought it was really good for the Baggies in the second tier, to be fair. But now relegated from the Scottish Giants, I'm going to pick him up. He's quick. He's got tremendous agility and balance, which is what we like on our wide players. He can dribble very well, and we know he can finish from range too. Michael Johnston, a few caps for the Republic of Ireland team. 26 years old, so not going to get any worse for the time being. I think it's a freebie, about as good as we can get here. Reading have had quite a few decent Irish players over the years. Obviously, Shane Long up top, heck of a young, pacey striker when he first burst on the scene. Obviously, Stephen Hunt, Noel Hunt, Kevin Doyle, who was up top during their record-setting season in the Championship, and Ian Hart at left-back. Don't forget him, of course. Leeds fans will never forget him. He was a baller in his prime, but whether this guy's as good, I guess we'll see. But coming in as a squad player, I'll take him to the Medeski Stadium. Michael Johnston, released by Celtic. But again, with West Brom, I thought he was alright, to be fair, last season. He's got pace, got agility, and he's not going to get any worse for at least a long period of time as well. So as a squad winger, I will certainly take it. The defensive work rate from medium to high, try and improve that relatively low stamina. But as a squad winger, I'll take this on a free. Man, I tell you, Ian Hart back in the day was a hell of a left back, honestly. Maybe he was well past his prime when he joined Reading, but I tell you, those years at Leeds, man. Leeds had such a good team back in the late 90s and the early noughties, I must say. As a bid comes in for Kelvin. Now, I did say I'm not against selling him, to be fair. Heron V with the bid, 1.75 mil. Could possibly get a bit more than that. And at 22 years old, he's a young striker. He is an academy grad, but I don't really think he's got the quality here, to be honest. And I don't even really trust him coming off the bench in the top tier. So with that being the case, I think I'm going to sell him for around 2.25 million. And maybe reinvest in a slightly better striker for the bench if I can get one in. Problem is, again, because the money is just so low, it's not really going to do much for us at all. So, I mean, that's just an insult. That 1% center. Do you know what? I might just turn this down. That's an insult. That's an insult. If you're going to waste my time like that, don't come back. That's an absolute. What? Why? 1%? What? Come on. That reminds me of a clip in Extras, British sitcom with Ricky Gervais, where he's in this shop and he's buying this really expensive dress for his friend, and he says, do I get a celebrity discount? And the woman says, I can do you 1%, and he goes, not worth it, I'd rather you stuck it on, if anything. It's just like, 1%, what am I going to do with that? Do you think Kelvin's going to become the next Kylian Mbappe? I don't think so, unfortunately. So with that being the case, I think we might leave it there. We might have enough to bring in a squad centre half, but really, is it worth it? Well, to be fair, Jonathan Panzo has just been released by Nottingham Forest, and he's only 24 as well, so still quite young. Yeah, as we know, this guy's got a lot of pace, so he plays well in a high line, which we operate with. Great jumping, solid strength, and defensively not bad either. As a squad centre half, I don't know whether Mbenge is going to see out the season, let alone long term. At 24, 6'2", and a left-footed centre half as well, I'm going to bring him in for the squad. Jonathan Panzo actually began his professional career playing in France, despite being part of Chelsea's youth setup. But he's one of those players who shows so much promise as a young player, played many times for England's youth teams, but he never really developed. Joined Nottingham Forest, had several loan spells. I believe he's gone out on loan again for this upcoming season, but in the save, he's been released to the City ground, but he's been picked up by Reading for what you might call one last chance. Yeah, welcome to the Medeski Stadium, Jonathan Panzo. And it's really like a case of now or never, do you know what I mean? He's 24 years old, so I get it. He's still quite young, but I really do feel he's entering that kind of now or never territory to kick on and make the next step up. He's got to do it now or never. So Panzo in. We'll get the defensive work rate up to high and try and improve the acceleration, so balance it out with the sprint speed as well. But again, defensively, his stats are good, other than a low defensive awareness, but he's got to kick on, man. This is his last chance, I would say. Oh, and unfortunately, I can't show you the top. Oh, wait. Top deal's there. Felix to Leipzig. Bolde's gone to Milan, I think it is. And there was another one as well. Sorry, I didn't realise that was the last hour there. But deadline day comes to an end. Sorry about that, guys. Deadline day comes to an end. And this is our squad then between now and January. So 6 new signings total coming in. A couple of steals there, including the Tapia deal, the Espria deal, Gruev as well, plus CJ, Egan, Riley, Johnston, and now Jonathan Panzo on frees as well. So we've got a little bit more squad depth now, a little bit more quality. And again, working with that small budget, I think we've done the best we could have done with the limited resources we've got. Is the team good enough to stay up? I think so. So long as we don't get any injuries to our star players. And as we have our following free scouting updates, and another big coming in for Kelvin. Yeah, might as well keep him now until the end of the season. 3 more scouting updates. See what we got. We're from England. This is more like it. This is more like it. And this is what I said, man. When you've done like a month's worth of scouting and you haven't found anyone, don't be put off by that. Don't think about pulling the plug. No. It's 1 month out of 9. You got plenty of time to go. And I think I will give Tyler Shaw a scholarship. In fact, you know what? It's been 1 month. I never like to give players a scholarship after 1 month. I'll leave them for 1 more month. Oh, but from Portugal, Helder Pinto could be very good indeed. Again, we'll do 1 more month on him and see how he looks after 3 months worth of scouting. And no one else staying in the pool for now. And from Scotland, already 1 player is gone, but I'm okay with that. Oh, Riley Peterson, only 15 as well. Could be quite good there based on that potential, although the overall needs some improvement. However, he's the only one that will stay in the pool for now. So for the academy, then obviously we promoted a couple of players and loaned them out. Just the 2 left now. That is Anderson, the brother of Wilhelm, who's out on loan at St. Pauli right now. And that young Ghanaian centre-half, who, to be fair, I might just release, to be fair. The potential's really good, but he's just so lowly rated. Right, let's do a couple more games today then, following contest away in North London, taking on Spurs. Looking for our 3rd game in a row without a loss in the league, but hopefully our 1st win, and most crucially as well, got to get our 1st goal in the Premier League season as well. None in our first 3, and that's my big concern. Can we score enough goals to stay above the drop zone this season? Spurs away. I'll certainly take a point in a clean sheet again, though, to be fair. Come on, you Royals. Madison, what a flick that is. And then Nesri looks for space, finds it, shoots, scores. Spurs in front right before the break. Only chance they've had, but that's all they needed. It's the Moroccan with the opener, and the ex-Sevilla man smashes Spurs in front. Man, I do not know when that 1st win is coming from. I don't even know when that 1st goal is going to come, but just got to stay positive, man. It's not like we're getting absolutely dominated in our opening games. I just need a... Oh, come on. A clinical finish when we get that chance. Right before the break, almost find that leveller. Just couldn't get it. Still searching for that 1st goal of the season. As Binden's strike is easily saved. Oh, truth be told, I have barely had the ball in this game. And we had a half chance before the half, but in the end couldn't take it. Or Spurs will take theirs. Oh, Kulusevski, as cool as you like. Wraps it up with a dagger, and there it is. Our 1st away day loss, but most importantly, 2 points taken for a possible 12, and we still haven't scored a goal yet. Spurs with the win. I'm not ending on that. We've got to score a goal before we end the episode, surely, man. We'll do 1 more, but oh my goodness, this has been a disastrous start to the season. Yep, abysmal start to the season, so surely things can only get better from here. Following contest at home, and I think we'll end on this one. We got to get a goal, man. After none in our first 4 and no wins in our first 4. Only way we survive this year is we pick up enough points to keep us above the drop zone. We're not going to pick up many points if we can't score many goals. Final game today, Brighton at home at the Medeski. This is genuinely a winnable game though, so let's make sure we close out the episode with our first Premier League win. Come on, you Royals. So I'm quite excited to watch Brighton this season. They've now got the youngest manager in the division coming in, replacing De Zerbi. That is, of course, Fabian Herzler. And obviously, they've had a very interesting recent few years. What a ball that is. As Bennett makes a brilliant save, and it's headed away by Binden. With rising up the division into the Premier League, as oh, what a goal that is. Playing European football, lots of incomings and outgoings, not just with managers but also star players as well. They've made some good signings for the new season too. I must say I'm a big fan of Matt Vifer, who's come in, Minte as well. And with the youngest manager in the top flight, they're going to be a fun team to watch next season. But what's not fun right now is our start to life in the Premier League. Goal down already. We're in trouble, man. We really are. I thought we were going to be more than good enough this year to survive. Maybe I overestimated this team. Recency bias affecting me, thinking, oh yeah, we're good enough for the Premier League. There's a big difference between the top tier and the second tier. Down by 1, still haven't got a goal, still haven't got a win. And that looks set to continue. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. This is not quite what we were hoping for. Decided to go with Harvey up top in this game. Thought maybe a change up top might get us the goal we need. Evidently, not. Yet, at least. He might have got the goal. Oh, he almost got the assist. Labato denied by Verbruggen. Now with 2 to go before the break, we still look for that first goal. And I don't think we'll be getting our first win here no matter what. But can we get a goal? No, not yet. Tapia also denied by Verbruggen. It's coming. It's coming. You just got to keep staying patient and remain persistent, man. How often do I say, well, you're doing the right things, just trust. Just trust it's going to come at some point. Still 1-0 down. You've got to believe that eventually it's going to happen for you. You've got to believe that eventually you'll get the breakthrough. If you're doing all the right things. You've just got to believe. You've got to have the faith, man. The spree is first for Reading. Is Reading's first of the season. As the Colombian drills in our first in the Premier League and his first in the Premier League. Clips in off the post. It was coming. It was coming. And he kisses the woodwork on his way to putting us on level terms. Reading score for the first time in the top flight. Now let's turn this game on its head and win it as well. Mario Rui crosses, headed away by Binden, and Nibs does really well there. He's held the ball up well in this game for us, to be fair. Oh, brilliantly done, right on cue. Tapia. Savage. Espria. Can he get away? Espria denied. So close to the win. Played him through the middle in this game in that number 10 role. And to be fair, wearing the number 10, he's looked best there since we signed him. I'll say this has been his best game. Well, certainly, of course it has. Been his first goal for the club as well. I thought we scored the winner from... What an introduction that would have been. First touch for your club. Almost scored the winner. Man, we were desperately unlucky not to win that game for the first time this season. But it's coming. Just like our first goal which we got today. It's coming. Just got to keep our heads up. Keep pushing and believe we'll get it. Not before long. Like Asperia's first and our first of the season. That'll do it for today's episode of the Summer Career, guys. So big fan of you watching. Really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, then please do drop a like. Much love to you all. Have a fantastic day. I will return in the next one with more games in the Premier League. Aiming to get our first win on the board in the league this season and pull away from that bottom 3, and we'll have the EFL Cup against Bournemouth as well, aiming to go on a cup run for the first time since the save began. Have a great day, guys, much love, and I'll see you for the next episode very soon.